Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit more about the El Nino and La Nina situation. And one of the things that I find interesting about the El Nino pattern, okay, so that water goes over to now that in La Nina that we're currently in, 2 consecutive years in a row, which is actually a record as the longest La Nina ever on record. So now that we have those warm and warmer than average La Nina waters over in the Australian side and Indonesia, we're seeing excessive rainfall in India with the monsoon, through Indonesia and Australia, New Zealand, excessive rainfall. Now that we're going to go into INSO neutral is when that pool of water is in the middle. That warm water is always there. We always have that above average temperatures, but it just depends on where it sits, and it's going to sit more along in the center of the Pacific Ocean during the INSO neutral. Right? You'll see it kind of spread out over the because those trade winds kind of ease. You have the trade winds will slack off a little bit, and it will allow that pool of water to kind of to drift back out more toward the center of the ocean there. And when you get El Nino is when it gets shoved to the equatorial Pacific side. So now it's shoved against South and Central America and the southern North America. So that pool of warm water, those trade winds slack off even more because of the Earth's rotation and the Coriolis effect. It naturally wants to be on the Pacific side on the North American side or the American side of the Pacific Ocean of the Americas. There it is. I'm trying to say, but so that warm pool of air will continue to affect our weather until we have the next El Nino. El Nino is far more beneficial to the United States than La Nina is because the La Nina is helping to perpetuate the extreme drought conditions that we're seeing on the West Coast and throughout the Intermountain West and parts of the Midwest in the U.S.